I've never met him. And to be also fair, this was Dayton
That's
trying to
true.
figure it out by
Yeah,
himself.
I did lump
So
us.
there's been
Yeah.
no help and only aspersions from this end of the country. So that little party monster there did a great job.
I already messed up last week, as we saw.
That's fine. Listen, no one's gonna know unless I say it repeatedly in the intro.
I believe we are live.
Oh yeah, no, let's see. Let's take a look. All right, I'm going to refresh here. Let's hit the old. How do I make this go? Refresh. Party at the all points. Oh, it says that we are live. Welcome to our live show. Oh, I can see me.
Oh no, I'm scared now. I don't know how to
Oh,
act.
jeez.
I believe we are live.
Okay, yeah,
You're right, Dayton. All right.
Okay.
Good.
Stop that right now.
There's one person in the chat.
Oh, that's
It's me.
Tristan, get out
Tap
there.
oof 200.
First. Woo!
Oh, did you
Right,
first?
Send,
No.
and then
Send nudes. Yeah.
I'm gonna send dudes. Oh no, I don't want live chat. I want
Press
the.
F.
Gonna hit that with a like. Can hit it
In
with
chat.
a like. Well, shall we?
Oh,
And in 3, 2. Hello, party people, and welcome to possibly the very first episode of Party at the All Points you've ever watched. This is episode 200. That's right. We've all gathered here today to wish our very favorite Badillion a happy birthday, belatedly. Joining me tonight on this, our very first live show, it's your man in the middle, our man in the night. He's bombastic. He's super fantastic. He is the one, the only, the most beloved man in Age of Sigmar that lives in Winnipeg that I know personally. It's Badillion. What's up, bud?
it's going great. Don't actually live right in Winnipeg.
Technically,
but I do
Winkler.
live, I do live in Treaty 1 territory, homelands the Anishinaabe, Cree, and the Sininau, Dakota, Dene peoples, the national homeland of the Red River Métis. And things are going pretty good here, bud. Pretty good, bud.
Well, that's great, bud. I'm happy to hear that on
Bud?
Oh, thanks,
this,
bud.
this day of belated budliness. Speaking
yeah.
of buds and my favorite member of the Métis, we have your man in the West. He is possibly one of the nicest man I've ever met who can somehow still not pull off board shorts. It's our man, our favorite Mr. Clean. I have offended him deeply. It is Dayton O'Bray. He's more than okay, except for right now. Dayton, how you do?
Coming out with violence in episode 200. That's a stance, Tris. We've handled this fisticuffs before, okay? I'm recording from Landlets Naha as well as the Métis in the Caribou. Where are we? Caribou. Elk
I thought you said
Elk Valley.
Caribbean.
Elk Valley in the mountains. Yeah, doing great. Episode 200. This should be entertaining. We're gonna try to stick to the basics, but I really thought you were gonna introduce Carl when you said Métis, but turns out that was me.
No, he's a matey, like first mate. Speaking of the man who would definitely swab our poop deck, I don't know. He's definitely the one who has the most experience with feces in the workplace. It's Barl, Bing Bong, Mr. Ong himself. Carl, how are you doing?
The word I was looking for was genitals, swabbing genitals. But I'm also gonna pick up my tea now, so I mean, here I go.
Here he goes
Stop
again on
holding the
his own.
microphone.
Come on. Listen, we don't talk about Carl's mic technique because Carl doesn't know what a mic is. So we're just all happy to be here. I know I'm very happy to be here with all three of you, as we have been for every 200 episodes, as far as all the people on YouTube know. And I have been very blessed to be coming to you live from Prince Edward Island, aka the home of the Mi'kmaq people, who I'm thankfully here thanks to the peace and friendship treaties that were signed back in the years before. It's just a beautiful time to be alive, guys. I can't really talk. I might have my voice go missing. Carl, put your hand down. It's not class. You're not talking over me. This is over. Bud, you down too. Put it down. Dayton, I know that third arm of yours is up. Put it down. So
He can't.
tonight we are going to be talking about what it's been like to record 200 episodes together. We're going to talk about some of the latest and greatest that have happened in the last couple weeks of Sigmar. let's see. Barl's going to talk about how he went to a tournament, and Dayton's just going to enliven us with all the wonderful things that have happened at the last tournament that he ran. Dayton, is that true?
Did Carl do his land recognition? Did I miss it?
No,
no,
I
I
haven't done.
Yeah,
I
that's-
went to
that's what I
go.
thought.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
I
thought.
went to go pick up my tea first, and I
Oh,
had it
so-
ready. But then people just
so
ran
T is,
over me.
T is more important than the land recognition.
No,
I see
because
how
I-
this is.
Okay.
So I see how you're voting in the next election. Okay, cool. Go for it. Go for it.
Wow! How do I even respond to that? Well, I'm recording from the land of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat people. Here,
Excellent. Well, there we
in
go.
Downtown Toronto.
I'm seriously
Concrete
disappointed
jungle.
that we're doing a live episode and we don't have Carl's dad walking around in his underwear.
This is fair.
Yeah,
This is fair. Can't
Papa is not here, so it's
We
too
do
cold.
have beautiful, clear skies there in the prairies, though. Thank you for that.
I was showing you the liberal sign I have on my front lawn.
Oh, I thought you were showing me the Windex to say that you cleaned.
Oh,
You
that
cleaned
too.
up for everybody.
I
Well,
did.
thank
All-
you.
all
Thank
the
you.
kitty nose marks that were.
I clearly didn't clean up. That's why I was
For-
raising my hand. That was actually to block the clothes that are on my couch, not to talk.
For the record, for episode 200, we actually had a lot of back and forth on what to do. And was it to bring in some guests that were really important to us, that have helped us along the way, milestones, if you will. And we decided to take the lazy approach and just put it on YouTube.
There's somebody
Like,
outside.
Listen,
I have neighbors, Carl.
it's called an intruder, Carl. It's not always a deer.
Or a bear.
We
I'm sure they are.
We decided to stay true to ourselves and not have to involve other people, but to give the full, unfiltered, actual musings of we, the Party at the All Points gang. We are here to be your club in this internet. I don't know. We're here to basically be your buds on the internet because Bud's on the internet. Please check him out, Budtastic Guy on Twitch. So, Bud, I see that you are working on something. Do you think you could give me a tight 1 minute on what you've been up to in the hobby lately?
I played MCP on Wednesday, and it was a lot of fun. I beat Ovi for the first time.
Nice.
I built and painted a Ghost Rider on Tuesday, and I painted
one?
most of Dr. Voodoo. Just the regular Ghost Rider,
Not the cosmic guy.
Witch elves?
Cosmic. No witch elves, and I'm just decided to slap some paint on Wolverine because we're going to be playing MCP in school
Wolverine's
on
great.
Wednesday. So
He's the
I
best at what
personally,
he
he's not my
does.
favorite. No, I don't like it.
What?
I'm not a huge X-Men guy. Spider.
I like
What?
Web Warriors. Definitely.
You don't
my
like
favorite.
diversity
Wow.
and the allegory of
No,
being
I
an
just hate
outsider?
Inhumans.
It's Canadian.
I'm all about everyone except Inhumans.
Listen,
Who's your favorite Canadian superhero? Go.
Puck?
Captain Canuck.
That's a good one.
Wolverine.
Okay, I'm done.
Snore.
Sasquatch.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. It's Team Alpha Flight.
Or
Let's get it.
Alpha Flight. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mike Myers.
Alpha Flight's the name of the team. Dayton, get it together.
Yes, Alpha Flight. is-
Don't embarrass me in front
Bluebirds?
of
Is
these
it the Bluebirds?
people.
Who is the fly? Who is the fly one?
The
Deadpool.
flyy one?
Yeah, it was blue and white. They had the
North Star?
North Star. That's what it is.
There we go. Thank you. Somehow this is all locked in my brain. I do not know how I know this.
Listen, I figured
well,
one
great.
of the four would know.
Well,
it wasn't Carl.
speaking of one of the four, Carl, what have you been up to? Give me like a little 1 minute rendition of what you've been up to lately whenever it comes to your hobby. in
I
the
actually can't talk about what I'm painting just in
Top
case.
secret. Keep
'Cause
it
it's for
secret.
work.
Top
Worlds?
Keep it
secret
safe.
worlds. Yeah, I
Is
had
it
to.
chosen?
No, I had to. I'm the coach. I'm not playing. So, but I basically had to source / paint a lot of models for the upcoming worlds.
So chosen.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm hoping that you paint so much trim, and you're definitely painting chosen. If he tries to act like he's not, we all know he's lying. Look at his eyes. It's definitely not that his tea is just really hot. Speaking of being really hot and chosen, Dayton, I
Tristan, you
choose
have
you. What have you been working on in the hobby?
Does Carl want to add anything to that?
No, Carl's over. It's top secret. You can't tell. He can't talk. He's frozen.
Congratulations on painting a lot for your team and stepping up and being the exemplary
God.
human being that you are, Carl.
Honestly, if I can trying to. Can I swear on YouTube? I can swear.
Yes,
on YouTube,
you
whatever.
swear on YouTube. I put the adult advisory on the channel.
We got the adult advisory. This is like we put our show behind the magazine thing with a little blackout container. Is that what we're trying to say? Here?
Uh,
We're not playing the Minecrafts, okay?
it's horrible trying to organize 8 people. Just saying. Thank you, Fabian, for doing most of it.
I was gonna say, Carl, I'm still trying to figure out if you're
Canadian
coming
himself.
to the Airbnb that I'm trying to book here. Dayton,
Hey,
now.
No
Tell
more
me.
Airbnbs. They just joined the whole Elon team.
Did they? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm out. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Done.
VRBO.
Done.
Verbo.
Done.
Dayton, what have you been painting lately? Is it also
hey.
top secret?
Hey, Tristan, on this 200th episode. Yes. Nothing I do is top secret, as we all know. And anyone that's met me in person. No, I've been printing a ton. Unfortunately, had a lot of work drama that took me out of my headspace for the last 2 weeks. I did some training with the fire department. I have painted some little battle mechs. They're like the Jade Falcon.
Battle mix.
Oh, look
Battle
at
mix.
you. Okay, what type of drink is that? Because as you know,
mix.
That's like the oldest. Did you know the game came out in 1984?
Battle mix.
that's older than Dayton.
No, it's not actually. I was 3 years old when the game hit the shelf.
Let's see, there you go.
I
That's
was
the bit.
10.
Also,
Nice.
thank you. That was my birthday last week. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy. I already called you. I already said happy birthday to you. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, so I've been painting a lot of that stuff, and I need to finish the skull dude. He's the taker of the skulls.
All right, and that's your 1 minute hobby. Excellent. Great job by you. More corn. All right. Well, thanks for asking. I've been working on a lot of hobby lately. Carl is my inspiration, as he is in many things when it comes to the hobby. And I got to try out the Usharan Regiment of Renown. Loved it. Had a great
got
time.
you. Which is cheap still.
Cheaper now.
It got cheaper. We're going to talk about that more because that's hilarious. But I had a great time bonking my buddy Meg. And after I bonked Meg,
Not like that.
never like what? I just on top of the head, just like the field mice. But after we bonked, get Carl, stop it! Stop giving me that weird face. It's a weird
Huh?
look. I don't like it.
I'm not giving
Stop
you a
holding
look.
the microphone like you're giving it a oral sex right now.
No. It's like he's got a big vanilla ice cream cone and he's gonna lick it. But I actually I dug out something I started working on before the podcast even had one episode. Something in 2018 or 2019 I started working on. Some ghouls that are using the Unmade from Warcry, one of the OG box sets. I am doing kind of like Tomb King inspired ghouls for the Regiment of Renown to go with my Tomb King army. So it's pretty fun. It's got levels. And I've got one basically finished, and I'm working my way slowly through it. There's just like a lot of messing around with the poses, but I'm pretty stoked. Things are turning out way nicer than I expected.
For anyone who's listened to this podcast before, we appreciate you tuning in. And here we go off on a tangent that is not related to what we thought we'd talk about. What Warcry warbands are still existent in AOS? So
Almost all of them.
Slaves of Darkness have theirs.
Almost all of them.
No,
I'm gonna keep saying almost all of them.
Cabal is gone. Serpents are gone.
Okay, a lot of the Slaves of Darkness ones are gone, but every
Yeah,
other
the only
army,
ones are like the.
Do you want the
Beast.
answer?
Beast Flayers, a Skurgan Trueblade.
Do we want the answer? I can give you the answer.
I've
Tristan,
also
you know?
been using the warband in
my
my
God.
Visions of the First Prince, and they're great. You know
It's
they
the-
shove commands on a 4-up?
It's the. It's been
It's been.
2 weeks since you've interrupted me like this, but the original 8 warbands that didn't have a specific god that they were aligned to, but they had like the idea, the Vespers of like, well, oh, maybe this one's kind of Zinchi. They're all gone. Unless you're directly pledged to a god, they're all gone. All 8 of those are chucked out.
Yeah, Zeech,
Everything else, you're good.
does Zeech lose theirs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cipher
The-
Lords?
The
No,
Cypher
the stone mason dudes.
Nope, those still exist.
Jade War.
Oh,
The
okay.
Jade
I
Obelisk.
just never see them because they suck.
Yup. So there's an answer to your wonderful question.
It's an AOS related question. I thought it was really a good one.
It's AOS adjacent. Great job, Dayton. Thanks for adding to the discussion. Speaking
thank you.
about adding
Right.
to the discussion and being an essential part of the show, I just want to shout out to all the lovely people that are in the chat right now since we're live on YouTube. It's pretty wild. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people in chat, and I'm losing my mind. So shout out to Kendall, CTS Kenskin, Tim Veldhuis, just a wonderful crew of people. And Tim,
Literally, the people who go to false alarm, 5 alarm.
to the alarms. So
That's
do you
gonna be
know?
one
Hey, that's a wonder. I wish I could be those people. So I'm just very happy to see them all.
It
So-
is the age of alarm.
Has anybody played any games recently? Carl, I think that you just went to a tournament, right?
I did yesterday go to a tournament.
Oh.
at-
What'd you bring? What'd you play?
Wait, hang on.
What'd you have for
At
breakfast?
GT or
shows, RTT. Show sponsor X Planet Games. All right.
Nice.
So it was 4 games in one day.
No. He has done away with that. It is now 3, because Lionel actually streams the tournament games now, and 4 games is a little bit too much for that man to actually do the work of streaming. So it's now 3 games.
Fuck's sakes.
Which is
He
great.
figured out YouTube before we did.
Yes, he has a whole setup. It's actually pretty
Before you
sweet.
did.
But I
Bud was there first.
started playing Soulblight.
Soulblight. Okay. So what style of list did you bring, Carl? And is it now gone with the new book?
The answer is no.
What did you bring, Carl?
It was 3 units of Askurgan True Blades and a reinforced unit of Vargeist. With Vortry.
Let's go.
And Ushran, because I love Ushran. And I couldn't... I actually... If you are trying... Actually, legitimately... I know I have to keep this under a minute, but I'm just going to diatribe right now. If you're trying to find boxes of Askurgan True Blades, you're not going to find any in Canada unless the store that you're looking at doesn't have a shop front, because I currently have 8 boxes in my house.
So I know for a fact there's a box of Skirkin True Blades at my local Exor. And I'm pretty sure you can look up exor.ca and go buy them right now. They just have barely any online presence. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're +1 Ren, I guess, sponsors? 2
Yeah.
damage?
Yeah.
Yep. One damage.
1 damage?
Yeah, crit hit 2, 1 damage, anti-monster, -1 to hit against them if you're a monster, +1 to hit for
Turn off
them.
Rampage?
And the best part of it is on a 4-up, they make you strike last, and it doesn't matter if you're a monster or not.
There it is.
Nice. I love that.
130 points for 16 wounds. Cheap as hell. And if they kill something, Vordry goes +1 damage. Have fun.
Cheap. Like the budgie.
Have fun. But I did end up going 3-0, but I wasn't in the top because there was 28 people at the RTT, and there was 4 of us who were 3-0. It was won by one Radgol Sigmar. Even with the changes to Bestigor, they're still the best gore.
Of course.
The smidge.
So his best scores, Ungors, and
Ungors.
the shaman.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, or close to exactly the same list as
It's just-
what he was running.
It's just like, what, 1 unit less?
It's 60 Bestigor now instead of 70, and it's
Oh.
30 Ungor instead of 10, and I
Bum,
carry
bum,
it.
bum, ba-dum.
They just got downgraded. So and the funny thing was, one Michael Sabetti was late, and so was Ridge, so they got paired together, and Sabetti's playing a shooting list, and then he's like, "I'm just gonna go home. There's no point in me
-1 to
fucking
wound.
playing this shit."
Womp, womp, womp.
Wow. That's
He
what you
just
get for
should've-
getting late.
Listen, he just should have made Ridge take him to coffee instead.
Yeah.
If I have a matchup like that at an RTT, I'm 1000% being like, okay, you get the win, but you're buying me presents.
And we start at 8:30 in the morning. Like, you could have just gone home and have a nap.
That's 8:30. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
8:30.
Wow.
decadent.
But yeah,
Wow.
that's
Well, good job, Carl.
That's pretty
I-
much
Bud, have you been playing any games recently?
the games.
Yeah, I
MCP?
played MCP. I still have a great streak of not having played a non-tournament game for 2 years.
That's incredible.
That's a good streak.
Have you not played the tournament game in 2 years?
No, only
two
tournament
years.
games.
I've
Only
played
tournament games.
Only tournament. I haven't played non-tournament games.
Yeah, he's playing with the pirate ships and the MCPs.
And then MCP.
I heard
Oh,
that there was a fiendish game
you
of
played-
Crokinole today.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
sounds great.
there's a
I
Canadian.
won
There's a
not
Canadian
long,
only
not
game.
long after we got off the phone, I put the hammer down and said, "Sorry, son."
Let's go.
Do you
no,
salt the
really.
board? Question: do you have salt the board?
No, we always do flour.
Okay.
You guys flour your boards? Wow.
Yeah.
There's a special, like you can get the special salts for them.
Oh, yeah. But
Salt
why would you do
crokinole.
that. Yeah. It's like
I've never salted a board.
That guy's a douchebag.
who?
The salt chef feed dude.
Yeah.
Ramsey.
But
He
I've never
is, yeah.
salted a board or floured a board for these things. Like the closest thing I've done
flour makes it slide so nice.
Cornmeal, man, that shit would race off.
is oh god, just
Oh yeah.
depending on your grind.
Yeah, but then he also beat me 3 times at Star Wars Unlimited. So
Star Wars Unlimited is also good.
Get wrecked.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Sorry, Dad.
ew.
Ooh.
I got the Twilight
It looks shiny.
set, like the Ahsoka versus Grievous,
So are you Team Jacob or what?
and I was Team Ahsoka the whole time. And
What are you soaking?
We were soaking up a lot of hits because
We're
it's
not,
hard to keep.
thought he was a
steady
Mennonite.
people.
Yeah. You got
No,
there
that's-
before me.
That's Mormon.
Yes, that's the
Mormon,
bit.
you
That's the
dummies.
bit. Thank you, Carl, for putting blurry things in front of the camera. I
Yeah,
really
it's a tournament.
appreciate it.
Mm.
Great
Is that a
job.
tournament card?
Man,
That's a tournament card.
Stupendous. Dayton, have you played any games recently?
it's electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Bud, that sounds awesome.
Boogie,
I
boogie,
can't wait till my
woogie.
son can read enough to play a game with me.
I like how Tristan's still trying to organize this show. And
Listen, I have to do it until my voice gives out, and then I'm
feel like-
leaving.
Just let it go free.
Actively trying to sabotage it.
Yes, I did actually get quite a few games in, which was lovely. I've been playing a list that really got not affected at all by the points because, as most points updates that GW does, they up a few and then they bring down the others. So it's like, cool, I come out the same. Legion of the First Burnt's still rocking hard. And to go back to the Warcry discussion, Legionnaires are flippin' amazing.
Are they? Tell me more. I haven't used
In
it.
the movement phase,
Yep.
pick a enemy unit within 6 inches. On a 4-up, that unit cannot use commands until the end of the turn.
Seems good.
Seems pretty good. Also, they buff Eternus as well. So if they're in combat with a unit and you want to use a command anyways, if you're in combat with Furies or Legionnaires, on a 4-up, the command point is spent and you don't get to do it.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
And Eternus is like, what, 200 points, 9 wounds,
Yeah.
comes back to life, 3-up save, and
You're
3
Eternus.
damage, 3 damage attacks. The guy's he's so good.
And
he
nobody
comes back-
cares.
He comes back on anywhere on the board outside 9. And his shut off commands is within 12. So you can literally throw him in the back line and shut off magic.
The only person who has said those words.
Yeah, I've never seen a list with Eternus in it other than one that has Dayton O'Bray across the top.
He's so flipping good. He's so good.
What is it about Eternus that attracts you to him? Like,
Because he's
is it his
Eternus.
eyes? Like,
It's
Perhaps.
his maneuverability, his shut off commands, which is super valuable in this edition. The fact that if he dies, you don't care because he comes
Does he
back
shut off commands?
on a 5-up.
it's on a 5-up.
Unless you're in combat with a Fury or
Ah,
Legionnaires, and
then
it's a
it's a
4-up.
4-up.
But it's every command.
It's a
It's
3-up.
not just a phase. Sorry?
Huh?
What? No, it's a 4-up.
Oop.
It's a 4-up if he's in combat. What are you doing to me, Carl?
Carl's just got that look in his eyes. And
I'm gonna start calling Carl
Danger.
friggin' NASA because that man be staring into space. But yeah, it's super fun. And I played against. I've been playing against a lot of Lumineth, which
Oh,
also
really?
got some interesting point changes to the stone side of things.
Yeah, and the wind side of things.
And you know what?
What, Dayton? Tell me.
Spending 2 CPs for a command is as obnoxious in this edition as it was in the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. At least it's only one, and it's a range. Hope like
It's still so good.
it's like I can't believe we played where it was unlimited and it was all the commands.
Yeah, yeah, and then they themselves are actually really hard to get rid of, and they slap incredibly hard if they
Yeah.
get to switch their stance. Yeah, Yeah, there's a reason why you're seeing them in a lot of lists with Lumineth.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, great games.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
times. Good guys. Good lists.
Great guys, great list. Good times. Good times. Good times. Amazing. That sounds great. I
Tristan,
love that for
you had a game against Meg.
Actually,
Were
it
you
was so nice
pounding
we
her?
played too. Yeah. I bopped her.
Yeah, sorry.
So we've got a little escalation league going on here to get a couple people just to build up their armies, and it's been going really well. Like there's about 8 or 10 people, and like everybody's got every game in every week. They've played a new opponent every week. It's really neck and neck. Like for the most part, people are all like similar scores, except for Quentin, who's got his ass kicked in like every single time.
Get wrecked, Quinn.
He's just been getting shoved in his little boat and sent home.
Good name though. Good name. Quinn's a
Oh,
good
great name. Great name. Great guy. It's terrible lists.
Quinter.
He's definitely a Quintner because he plays a lot of TTS, and he like if things don't go his way round one, he'll just be like, "So re-rack? We'll just scoop, just play again." And so he's always just
Come
like, "No."
on, Quinner.
He's quinning in his own game.
Oh wow, wow. Yeah,
Wait,
so I played with
winning
Meg.
or
We
quitting?
quit exactly. That's a really good question, bud. And that's all about the attitude that he shows up with that day. I know
It's
Meg.
economy
I
itself.
think Meg, but like was just being completely belligerent to him the last time that they played to make him finish the game, and he ended up like making it really, really tight at the end of the game. So hopefully that'll be a light bulb moment for him. But yeah, Meg and I played. We played a 1250 match for escalation of all the crazy point levels, and I took the Git Mob out for this, and I just took my little Git Mob and I chucked them at her, and all of a sudden things went okay.
At least the bike got better.
No, it got worse, Dayton. It actually got worse.
The what?
Forest now?
No,
The wolves?
yeah. They used to hit on 3s that unit, but then they're like, "Oh no, we can't." have that."
Oh, it used to be 3.
Oh, was it?
I thought it was 5.
Yeah, it was 5s.
That
No.
became 4s.
No,
Oh.
it went from 3s on that one cheap unit, and then it
Oh,
became
yeah.
4s to
Yeah.
be with all the other ones because
Other
everyone was
wolves.
kind of laughing at it, being like, "That's not going to stick around."
The small wolves are better than the big wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because destruction can't have fun things.
Yeah.
No.
Tell us about it, bud. How much do you love destruction getting good things?
I mean, I like it when they get good things, but oh, they're broken. I don't even want to play against them. And yet, apparently, Be'lakor is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
He
It's fine.
went up.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh
Spit
no. But
butt.
just like you said, Dayton, other things went down to balance it out, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, screamers.
Yep.
Speaking
See?
of-
That was my bounce.
See? I'm
Speaking
just
of
just saying,
speaking
Dayton,
of things
those were your
going
words.
down,
Those were your words.
speaking of things going down, our next game that we played all of 20 minutes later because I smoked her off the board. We played a 2K match with her using a metric ton of clan rats against a list that basically I stole from Carl. It's the ROR of Usharan in OBR with a 4-pack of Morghasts and Arcane the Black, and it was wicked fun to play.
Yay.
I had such a good time. It was amazing. I am so stoked on this. So I've decided I'm digging out models from 2018, building up some new ones. I went out and bought some more big knights just so I could hack them to bits. And it's just been, I don't know, I'm just really excited now because now that we have the battle scroll, I can feel like I can actually like write lists again, because it was just so much pain to be like, okay, I want to write lists, but with how the scroll's coming out in like a week or two, or now it's 3 weeks or however, it just made it such a
10,000
pain.
years.
Yeah, 10,000 years, but it kept on being just now. With that, I was just like, I just felt like I was paralysis, didn't want to write any lists, but now I'm just like absolutely sending it whenever it comes to writing new OBR lists and like the exact same Git Mop list over and over again. So I know it's great. I'm pretty excited.
And Ark and the Black went down.
I know Arcane went down. The Usharan thing went
20
down.
points.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after
Chew.
this break. And we're not actually going to break because we're live.
No,
on
because
YouTube.
we're
No,
live,
right.
but it gives Nicole a chance. For,
Yeah.
This is
Nicole,
insider for
insert
live.
break. I'm gonna make tea again.
You're gonna make some tea? Anybody need a drink?
No.
Do we have an interstitial, like we're on a break, thing that we can throw up on our
Listen,
stream
we're-
feed?
Throw up.
Okay, Carl, it's
you're
not
used to
work.
That kind of stuff.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
So,
Carl,
after
go make
Bud
tea.
in the news, do we
No,
want to talk
I'm not
about
making-
memories or the battle scroll?
No, I'm not making.
I think we do. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? We'll let Dayton throw his headphones at
Oh
the
yeah,
mic.
they get to decide.
Yeah, chat can decide if we do memories of the last 200 episodes or if we do battle scroll interpretations. Like that's really the big question here. But until then, if you guys been listening to any good records lately, like I've listened to a lot of weird Brazilian disco. I got turned on to this disco record called Horse Meat.
What?
It's called like what's the name of it? Horse Meat. It's so ridiculous. It's it's such a weird name. Let's see. Horse Meat Disco is the name of the compilation record. So somebody like threw together a compilation of Brazilian disco tracks. I don't know if you've seen like the like African soul records that like compilations that they put out from like the 1970s. But somebody did one, but I think it's modernish for Brazil and it's wicked. I was having such a good time today. While I could barely talk and was hacking up so much phlegm. But it's really good. And the new Destroyer is awesome. I don't know if you guys listen to Destroyer.
No.
And what's this other one? Oh yeah, Spring Break by Harrison Gordon. It rips. This is called The Greatest Song Ever Written.
Can't play things on that.
YouTube.
I got
Yeah,
YouTube
man.
Music. Does that make it okay?
If it's trademark, they're gonna shut us down.
Uh-oh. I hope I killed the
That's
stream.
YouTube's actually really bad with that stuff. Actually, Twitch is you can do whatever you want. You can stream music. You can do whatever
I've had that.
There you go.
Been shut down.
on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is not as friendly nowadays as it used to be.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to mess around with it. I got some inside baseball for that.
That's
or
why
just not be popular enough to attract attention.
That's why a lot of whatchamacallits,
People.
games now have like streamer mode, so it doesn't have like copyrighted music.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 'cause you can't even use music in the games themselves. I think a lot.
That's
will be.
weird.
You can't play games and have the music be playing out.
Yeah.
On the things. Yeah.
But yeah, luckily this podcast is not that popular, so we can avoid all the attention.
You never know. It's all AI, you know.
Yeah, it's not like they have one person going through. I mean, if you're on X, that's pretty much what it is now. But
Well, no, it's all their AI grok that's like, I can't be racist, but if you ask me to nicely, here we go.
In 3, 2, welcome back, listeners, from that awesome musical break. Now, if you will, our favorite segment of the show, Bud in the News.
this is Bud and the News for Sunday, April 6th, 2025. On the news today, got a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love. Overwhelm your senses with my singing and the Emperor's Children. Got a whole lot of love. They got an Emperor's Children codex and the fancy old cover codex and fancy tokens
And
and Fulgrim. It looks kind of weird. Big snake lady. Where is snake boobs? 'Cause that's yeah.
Can't tell by looking at it.
Lucius the Eternal. He's on a lot of
looking
stuff.
thick.
He looks like one of those characters from Arcane, actually. I think. Got a Lord Cacophonist.
I like
Love
him.
that name. Love the spelling too. And he's got a dual flamers. What is going on with that? That's awesome.
Drink.
We got a Lord Exultant with an optional assembly and an optional assembly.
Drink.
And some flawless blades.
None of those words mean anything to me.
Drink.
The flawless blades are new. The Lord Exultant, I think, is new. The Tormentors and Infractors, which is kind of cool.
Sure.
And then some. Oh, okay. The dice look kind of cool. I'm guessing they're round edge, but I like the color of the dice. I would totally go for Patap dice that look like that. Use your promo code Patap at Baron the Dice for 5% off.
Yeah, better
Then,
dice.
and then they got a Fulgrim, the Perfect Sun Special Edition with the fancy purple ribbon. Love that for them. And then the best part of this whole release is a new R-Man book because we love him. Oh, and they got some German language books. Horus Heresy, Sammelband, 7 und First Day Accesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the French ones. And some stupid ass Warhammer Plus stuff, which we hate.
Yeah, the what's her name? Black Talon's getting a new season. I guess.
Wow.
You know who the villain is?
Torgillus.
I think it's Eternus. That's at least what I saw.
Oh wow, Dayton, your boy.
so they can kill him every episode, and then he just comes back for the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Just pops up. Hello there.
God.
That's why most animation went to like robots and stuff, because you could kill them and they just did no implications.
And also, you couldn't have that in a kid show.
Foot Soldiers were not robots.
They were robots.
Until they went to the animated.
In disguise.
Not a robot.
Not a robot. What? Johnny Five. He's still alive. Sick. Bud, thank you for that.
Perfect Strangers.
Bud in
And
the
that
news.
is the news.
What was that actor's name? He was also in Beverly Hills Cop.
Who?
Michael J. Fox.
Jackie Chan.
No, he was
Hugo Weaving.
say East Indian.
Oh, Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in Johnny Five, or which
Short
is-
Circuit.
Short Circuit.
Johnny.
Thank you.
Johnny Bravo. What?
Johnny.
Johnny 5.
Also, Batteries Are Not Included was also a good robot movie of that time era.
So was UHF. Also a good robot movie.
There we go. It's good. Good robots.
Good robots.
In
Good
disguise.
robots. Transformers never did a movie back then.
Okay.
Just the animated movie, which is really good.
pretty
With
good,
Orson
yeah.
Welles. Orson Welles. I'm sorry. Leonard Nimoy. Oh,
Is this? Oh wait, the Transformers movie.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Orson Welles' final role before he passed away. Sweet times. All right. Well, gentlemen, I think that the chat has decided that we should be talking about the Battle Scroll.
Battle Scroll.
Battle Scroll.
The chat's not talking right now, are they?
Shush.
No, they're not saying anything.
It's a
really.
bit. Thanks, Dayton. God, blowing me up. So we're gonna talk about the Battle Scroll. So I know I was on pins and needles, hoping for some masterful strokes, some big changes to some of the armies. I was really hoping that they were gonna make a very simple one or two words to improve my Goblin army, which they did not.
What was that?
Tristan's
So
awareness.
as yeah, I don't know what exactly that was, but
It's my sump bump.
oh, okay. So yeah, we were expecting
Speaking
big
of
things to
poop.
changing the meta and whatnot, but GW went in kind of gentle with their brush strokes and
Kind of
adjustments.
gentle.
Yeah, that's a very polite way.
That's,
Pianissimo, if we're
title-
talking music.
title of my next sex tape.
I'd describe that.
He said next. That's great. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, absolutely. Like just very much a soft touch. Like not too much, too different. Like they hit a couple lists and that's about it. Yeah, it was just like a gentle rubbing Like I feel like the most impactful things that they did were for cities and
Cities was hit quite
like
hard.
cities is the one army where I'm just like, oh, you actually got smacked, and like Slaves to Darkness, you have to adjust your lists.
Stormcast, they toned down the overpowering run and charging.
Yeah, but
bit.
they kind of buffed them at the same time.
Yeah,
So
How
it's
so?
just
Great tell.
Explain.
yeah. Expand on that, Barrel.
all right. Well, so the two problem armies nowadays is both slaves and stormcast, just because of how prevalent they are and how strong they are. With stormcast, first of all, there a lot of things went down in points. Like it's almost all green,
The Annihilators are coming back with a vengeance.
which is kind of crazy to say that they went down. But the change to Vanguard being once per turn and being in your hero phase is significant, because then the people who are running 12 Paladors, you can only run and shoot / charge with one of the units.
Long
And
strikes can be locked down unless you want to dedicate them being the ones that run.
exactly, and because it is your hero phase, it means that there's no more redeploy and counter shoot with any of the units in Stormcast, which is nice.
Or redeploy and countercharge.
Or redeploy and countercharge. The big change though is in the core rules, which say that obscuring terrain, so forests, which was the main way to counter Stormcast. If you are in combat, you have shoot in combat, you can shoot into forests now, so you're not completely immune to shooting. What that means is that the Paladors, when they charge things in the forest, get to shoot, and that it's a pretty big buff for them, because again, the way to counter Stormcast Paladors was just to hide in woods and peek yourself out, but now you're only cutting the shooting part, not the shooting phase part, not the charge part. So
Stormcast are still like, if you have a giant flying monster that's going to impact the table, Stormcast just lick their lips, man. That is what they're
they will.
designed for.
destroy. Well, even not big things, they just pick them up so
But
efficiently.
if it's flying, like it's gone.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, the I think the
Fucking
changes
deserves
to slaves is a little bit more impactful. The 3d6 charge being removed for 2d6 and drop the or 3d6 and then pick the two highest means that you're on average you're about losing 1.5 and about 2 inches off your charges.
Maybe we'll see more Nurgle.
Which is good, but not as good, because if you fail your charges as slaves, you get smacked in the face and you kind of get you lose at that point. But the biggest thing is that Belcore didn't really get changed other than points. So a lot of the core identity of that list is still there. It's just the Pokeball chosen type of lists got hit a little bit. So
Does that mean so? Is it enough of a change that people would think of taking a different standard with their chosen now?
no, Dread Banner's Dread Banner's your best bet, and it's always been the best. No commands is just insane, and it's like it basically gives your chosen an extra rend most of the time. And secondly, a lot of people use power through to get into more advantageous positions, and you can't do that against Dread Banner. So
My favorite's still the Nurgle Banner though.
yeah, Nurgle Banner is good. It's just a different tool, right?
Yeah.
It's more defensive. And then Feck got a little bit of change as well, with some of the recursion being not automatic. It's a 4-up now, so you could feel it, you couldn't feel it. It's a nice little like tiny shift sideways and that sort of thing. But a lot of the problem stuff, because I played Feck against Feck in the tournament, and it felt better. If it didn't feel like they were just infinitely recurring, they can still do that, but they have to spend more resources to do it, which it's a lot more fair.
Yeah, kind of took away some of the reliability, right? Like now it's more of a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, because a lot of people would just spend 2 and get 2 more bags back. Now they spend 2 and you have to roll a 4-up, and you could not get one back.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say,
plus the points and everything too. You'll see less reliability with the more bag lists.
180 points. But you know what did go down? Ushan's regiment, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
So the list that I think is really going to pop off over the next little bit is going to be Megakin and Nurgle. Like I'm pretty positive like we're about to get hit by a whole bunch of flies list, and like just with the way that points have kind of shifted around, I feel like Nurgle is going to be the one that really does well. And my other hot take is that the IDK are also going to go crazy. Like we're going to see so many shark lists pop up again, and I just think like with the way that the meta is shifting, I'm just wondering like do you guys think that those two lists will also be doing well, and like those two armies might just see like this big pop up and rise?
They can, so they can. Well, sharks are now somewhat of an option, but I think you're still going to see like eels and rivers, and the either of the storm or the sea.
Yeah.
Either or are both really good choices. Depends what you really want to focus on, combat or the minus to save, spellcasting.
Do you think that the like that IDK in general is going to be rising up though? Like, are you with me there? Or
I think they're. I think they're already there.
They're already very good.
Yeah, I just you just didn't see them as much because people aren't really jumping on right now. Because there's some, as we always see with the meta, there's like the easy to access lists that people just jump on and
Yeah.
carry forward, and that's what predominantly we'll see in the meta. But there are those lists that are there that people can excel in, and you just don't see them repped as much. IDK was big last season, so I think people kind of just got a little bit tired of it.
that makes sense.
And yeah, so that, but it's always there. And same with Doc. Like Doc didn't see any changes, and people, at least in my local, were a little like, "How come?" Like they're doing well. They're 4-1, and they're doing it
Yeah.
either with the stabby snakes or the shit ton of elves. Which, if you want to bring that table, that list has been good
Yeah, the
since
witch
like
elf.
since like first edition.
Age of Sigmar, yeah. Since Age of Sigmar, it's been good.
Yeah.
Bud was
never-
there. Don't quote me. Bud was there when he wrote, when it was written. But yeah. Yeah. So the sharks now are definitely an option though with the points decrease. But they're fighting. They're fighting for a lot of space, and spam
Yeah.
is still prevalent in this edition. That didn't stop anything.
No.
No.
But what do we think about the Nurgle idea? Like the fact that Nurgle flies, which has been a list before, and
The big
Nurgle just in general, like losing some of the boogeyman, like getting rid of the Pokeball makes it so they could maybe take in the space. Like, do you think they're just going to step into the vacuum?
The big flies is an interesting take on it because it allows them to do the pinning that they want to do, so the rest of the army can carry forward. But honestly, like they were doing really well with the plus movement anyways for the sub commander. Their big heroes didn't go down, and that's really what limits Nurgle a lot of the times because they want those big buffing pieces. Like you don't see Nurgle do well without some big catalyst that's helping their whole army function. Carl ran it with the Ghoul
Probe.
and
Whoa.
and LVO Mike. He
Glocken.
ran it with the Glocken, right? And
Yeah.
and the other Maggot Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like those, that's like half your army right there, right? So
Yeah.
it's then you start getting into, do you want to commit the points to the big fly to get the movement, or do you want to just go back to your reliable Blight Kings and your fillers, little screens? So it does open up some room without a doubt for list building, which is what points do. Will it change what we're kind of seeing succeed already? We'll see.
Okay. Carl, have the points changes made you jump on any army specifically? Like what list building do you feel like has gotten you excited because of the battle scroll?
I think I'm just it's a tale of like because the boogeymen have kind of come down a little bit, like there's more options elsewhere. It's less about like lists the battle score unlocking lists. It's just things are just much more viable. And we've seen a trend of shooting kind of depressing
Yeah.
as the edition has kind of gone on. which opens up kind of my favorite part of Age of Sigmar, which is piling in and attacking and
Yeah.
sequencing and all that. And that's kind of why I built the Eskurgan True Blade list, because it messes with that activation and it feels really good. Um,
Nice.
right before this, would it have been possible? Probably not, because of the prevalence of Feck, Stormcast, and Slaves. But now that those things aren't going to be as popular, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I know. I'm a little like locally. I'm not really that worried because we had most of our Stormcast players actually exit the game and just go play Magic lately, which has been funny. Just been a couple guys who are just like, all right, see ya. It's like, fine, Joel, be that way.
Yeah, well, they
Um,
played Stormcast. That's why they chose the most boring army in the game. Like,
No.
of course, well, Fire Slayers, but I
There
mean
we
the
go.
second most boring army in the game. If you jump as that's your first army, like you chose that, looking at
Yeah.
aesthetics of everything.
Listen. Some
You
people
should-
just
you
have to
should
make
maybe.
choices. Um,
And
it was-
Magic, come on, man, play like the One Piece the game or Unlimited.
Oh yeah,
or,
play the real cardboard
What's the
crack.
other one? Blood?
Flesh and Blood.
Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
I say
God.
as I have Magic cards like just on
Yeah.
my table.
I was gonna say. Well, thanks for his insight, guys. Like, I know, like, you guys are kind of like two of the sharps that I rely upon for making me feel like I know what I'm talking about. So it's interesting to hear that you guys are just more excited about the breadth that could be coming from this than so much as like the specifics.
Wait,
I
Is that-
don't
is that
see.
fair?
I don't see Worlds lists changing dramatically from what
No.
they were already on with.
No.
And but
One of the biggest surprises, actually, what I thought from the two takeaways from the update was Night Haunt not really getting anything was kind of a little bit of a surprise. I know there's still some butthurt feelings on that, but I feel like they're pretty much nerfed out of existence, as well as them having the finger on the pulse for the Corn and upping some points of the Mortalists, because we really haven't seen that in the world meta. And
Yeah, that's
they were
been-
like,
yeah, it's
wait a
interesting.
minute,
hold
maybe
up.
things were just a little bit too cheap.
that's funny. So Bud, with the Battle Scroll coming out, did that make any of your gears start to twizzle or what?
Twizzle.
no,
Laura.
because this is where I'm gonna sound like a grumpy old man. But
Yeah, give me
now
the
that
cool.
now I'm 51, you know.
40.
Where is all the good stuff? It's like
Yeah. Well, Gits didn't
No.
really get anything changed.
no,
like,
a bunch
they
of
have all
stuff
their
went
quote
down,
unquote-
except loot smashes went down 20.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing, right? So, like, looking at like your army specifically, it was just kind of a yeah. Carl just wants you to go to the store and buy 8 more boxes of Fanatics. Thanks.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that'd be fun.
I mean,
I'll
it's
send
not
you a
bad
box.
idea.
You'll send me a box. I have some from like fantasy.
I was gonna say 19
also-
Diggity.
I also I have access to some metal ones,
Ooh.
like the goofy ones, like the guy standing up like this with it. It's
Yeah,
and,
I love that guy. And it's like the ball's just like straight up in the air.
Yeah,
and
I
you're just
know.
like, what?
I know it's pretty much gonna fall down and land on his head.
What
That's
I
how
will
much of
say,
that one.
Destruction did get a slight buff.
Oh, what is
My
it?
dark
called?
horse of the Battle Scroll is the Stumblefoot Gargant.
Oh my god.
Went down by 40 points. Let's go.
It's a-
140. Put it in every single army, baby, if you don't care
Keep-
about drops.
You know, until they
Keep
change
going.
one of those battle tactics, destruction specific ones, it's
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's the thing that the Git mob are amazing at, are destruction battle tactics. It's like the number one thing that they're useful
well,
for.
you mean they're amazing at that second one, because there was the one that everyone could use,
Yeah.
but the other one that's like
It's like you have to, like, 3 units in your own territory, 3 units
Yeah.
now no longer in it, and all of them have
Fully-
fought. Like,
fully
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Just so funny.
And goblins aren't immune to the 3D printing design world. So go Burr. as I just posted in the chat. There's
Oh,
fanatics.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
and yeah, whoever Dayton, who was that? What kind of printer did you buy?
Oh, I know. So over the false alarm weekend,
You should get trade. You should get some commission.
Thurston, little Thurston came over, and everyone else actually. There's quite a few people that came over to check out the new Bamboo Studio
Didn't
printer.
come over for that.
The
Came
P1P.
over to hang out, and then you showed it off. Let's be honest here. It wasn't like, "Hey, Dayton,
He got
we're
on a
here for
plane.
this tournament." But the only reason we really came was if you could show us your 3D printer.
So
Some people just show up just to play Magic the Gathering.
True.
But
I do. I do.
Thurston did. Yeah, he
Dirk.
he realized the efficiency and the prowess of the Bamboo Studio printer, and
Oh my gosh.
quickly purchased an even better model than the one I have.
Yeah,
with a few
Ooh,
recommendations.
rich
for myself.
man.
He has printed up so much stuff already.
My printer hasn't stopped since I purchased it, and no issues. It's
That's wild.
phenomenal.
All right. well, speak-
Also, another tangent that was actually really surprising. I know we're jumping ahead to different topics,
Wait, what?
but the false alarm
No, okay.
prize support, I put up 2 full sets of terrain, one thematic, one actually practical. They were like the first ones taken, which is I was
That's
just like,
cool.
I'll whip up some things for the prize support because why not?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
That was the
'Cause not
wild
everyone
thing,
has
that
access.
You could print it up in one weekend.
2 days to do the one set. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Go off, King.
yeah. So yeah, good to know for my tournaments. Definitely something I can definitely whip up for the old prize supports
Yeah.
because who doesn't want
Beautiful.
more stuff to raffle on?
I don't know, man. Speaking of that, how about we take a little break now, and then we'll come back and you can tell us a bit more about false alarm.
And our favorite memories.
All right, I desperately need a drink of water, so I will BRB.
Right?
I'm dying. I am dying.
It's only Venmo and Verbo.
Is Carl, are you leaving us?
I have to leave soon.
What are you
All
going?
right, fine.
Ma?
Where are you going?
Gotta go meet his
I-
mom.
No, I forgot I scheduled something with somebody.
Hello, is it a date?
No.
Tell me it's a date.
No.
Why not?
no.
Tristan, go get your drink.
All right, fine.
We were on a break.
Jeez, like dealing with kids.
Well, yeah, that hasn't changed.
That never changes.
That's true. It's just out of practice because it's been spring break, you know?
Fair. You're back to school this week.
What?
Last
Tomorrow?
week.
What?
You had last week off too.
What? What do you mean?
Last
I had,
week.
this
Our
I
kids.
had this last week off.
Yeah, our kids are back to this week. So.
We only get 1 week for spring break.
Oh, you're like Alberta. We get 2.
Yeah, but how many weeks at Christmas do you get?
I don't know.
Oh, because we get 2 weeks at Christmas, and then 1 week at spring break. But places like Saskatchewan, they do 2 week or 1 week at Christmas and 2 weeks at spring break.
Fair. Carl, you want to bring us back in?
And a 3 and a 2 and a 1. And we are back. Looking at the chat.
No,
people
stop.
are
Stop.
currently
Get the microphone out of your
thinking-
fucking mouth.
Is it too close? Is it too close?
What did you do?
Too close? Is
What?
it too close now? How about
No.
here? Is this
Do
too
what you were
close?
doing before, Carl.
Is this
Sorry,
too
Nicole.
close?
No, that's
Sorry,
perfect.
Nicole. Sorry, super producer Nicole Oberey, for having to weed her way through this travesty of audio.
Okay.
It's not that bad. I just
Okay.
Okay. All
If
right.
you punch the microphone or you wring its neck like it's a duck, it makes noises that we don't like.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know
What are
why
you doing
Dave
on your?
cares. He doesn't listen back to these anyway.
Hmm?
I think
Right.
I gave up listening to our episodes probably about 100 ago.
Wow, I listen back every week.
Wow.
This-
I don't have
this
time
ex-
anymore.
This explains why I'm the one who tries to keep things on task.
Okay.
right.
3, 2, 1. And we are back to Party at the All Points, episode number 200.
Bow, bow, bow.
Is this much better for the audio listeners? How about the video listeners? Yeah, look right there.
So much better for the video listeners. Amazing. Well, since I have a problem with object permanence, let's talk about our favorite things from the last 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go first, because I have to leave soon.
Exactly. Carl, you
Do
go
it.
first.
Top 3.
Top 3. Oh
top
my god.
three.
Top 3. I
Okay, top 2.
top 2.
Okay, top 1.
Top 2.
Top one. Something. Anything.
You know,
I will skip you and go on to the next person in line.
Okay.
Why
skip.
are you giving the Uncle Rico right now?
Who, me?
From Napoleon Diamond. Yeah, that's an Uncle Rico stance right there.
Can I just say 2 things I like about the show? I have Swiss cheese brain. I don't have the ability to retain memories, so I only have concepts in my brain.
Yep.
One,
Burp.
number 3, learning new songs every single time. Every single time.
East Coast style. Yeah.
Because I only really listen to one genre of music, which is rap.
Country and Western.
And so, having this podcast and the Patap playlist allows me to, widen my horizon for music.
Wow. I love
Number-
to widen you, Carl.
Number 2 or number 1?
Number.
Number 2, hanging out with Bud. Screw you, Tristan, making me sound better with audio,
Me?
and then Dayton making fun of me all the time. Bud's my only friend. Screw you. I'm announcing my exit from the show after this episode.
But
And Bud and I are filming our own podcast called Bud and
Two
Barrel.
Bees. Two
B&B.
bees are not two bees. It's Bud and Barrel.
Oh shit! They've already got
these
a table
peas are
named
the
Dayton.
knees.
Look
Yeah,
under
bees are
your
the
bed.
knees.
It's the BBs.
Yeah, it's Bofa D's.
Number
we
one,
got
bits.
there.
Bits.
Oh, we need 3 shows. We need 3 shows.
This is just like whenever Spider-Man got 4 different stupid,
Amazing,
new
web
new
of,
things.
spectacular.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't wait for you to be found out to be the clone, Carl.
oh, and my top one thing that I hate about this show is people typing.
What?
New topic. Top 3 things we hate about the show.
All right. Now that Carl's done coughing his microphone.
How did it switch all of a sudden? Top 3. First, it was supposed to be top 3 moments, but then it's like, how I just can make it more broad. Top 3 things I really like. Wait, 3. Okay, 2. I don't know if this is my favorite one. Okay, so last, the one I hate the most.
And speaking of the one I hate the most, Bud, same question.
And now, unfortunately, I have to leave. So
All right,
goodbye,
well, get out
everyone.
of here. Get out of here.
Don't make fun of me because I actually listened to this, unlike Dayton.
Okay,
Carl, love you. Thank you for making the show better.
love you, Carl.
Oh my God, hang up the phone. Hang it up. All right, now that the real podcast hosts are here.
Okay. So number 5.
So number 5 on your
Hang
list.
here.
I'm happy
Number-
that
number-
you have got your ringed binders out of Hillroy.
No. It's this. It's
Oh
my
my
thoughts.
God. Oh wow. Live, laugh,
Okay.
love. Let me go.
He's so pure.
God.
Number 5
Yeah.
was that time I said that KO players right after Carl had talked about playing in a tournament with KO, and then we talked about KO, and I said people who play KO are the most boring people in the world.
That was really good.
Yeah. Also, Bud's podcast, when that became a thing, that was one of my favorite things.
That
Summer Slaughter.
that was so good.
I really enjoyed that.
It made me so happy. Makes me happy like
um,
every week when we talk about your podcast.
Yeah.
I made that joke
Yeah.
with Felix today. about
Okay.
oh well if you want because he was asking when he's going to be on the podcast because he found
That
out that
sounds
Meg
fun.
was on it. He's like, hey, why her, why not me? And I was like, well, we're gonna have to ask Bud if it's okay. And he's like, why? It's like, oh, because it's Bud's podcast. He's like, I thought it was your podcast, Daddy. It's like, no, he's our podcast daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that one. I still really like the song, The Age of Sig when we went to
Season
or-
3.
No, not season, edition. We went for the second to the third edition. AOS 3 was broken.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah, that was really good. That was
The- And the fact that Nathan Prescott was singing on that one.
that was amazing.
And Dan unsupervised, and
Yeah.
Dayton and Nicole. That was just a labor of love. I don't know if I'm ever going to be that creative again.
I don't know. You crushed it though. That was so much fun, dude. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Dan C, when he heard that I was going to that my son was trapped in Sacramento.
That was that was
during
special.
COVID. That was like one of the touching moments. It was kind of wow. And then when I met him at LVO and I just about started crying when I started explaining to him how much it meant to me, that what he did, like bringing supper to Griffin. That was pretty meaningful. How supportive you guys were during when I went on my Warhammer wellness tour.
Yeah.
And the support I got from listeners, that was pretty amazing. Also, we're all gonna start crying, right?
No, I hope so.
But I think one of my favorite moment was the episode with Dayton talked about one Rend Marathi. And that's what cost him the tournament.
The amount of memes and sayings that have spawned back from this show, from stupid little tangent conversations, is it's
So
been a fun
good.
part of it.
I love it when you lose. Yeah.
I love you, Dan. By the way, he's
He's in the
watching.
chat because he's
Yeah,
the
he's in the chat.
best. He's just the nicest
man.
guy. I
Yeah.
love him to death.
So anyway, those are I don't know if that was 5 or 4 or 6, but
Listen,
those are some of my favorite things.
They
These
were
are a
all
few of my
really
favorite
touching.
things.
Dayton, do you have a song that was sung by what's her
The
name?
Alanis Morissette that Bud did was amazing. Come on.
Oh yeah.
And I also very much appreciate when we did the Christmas,
Oh,
when everyone
Yeah,
contributed.
that was so
That's
much fun.
that's a lot of fun.
I still have those on my phone.
Yeah. It's still like my ringer.
Making me your
Oh, my phone, of
ringtones.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud, you should save my number and use that as my ringtone.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Bud doesn't have me in his phone. I made me want to cry.
Oh, I know.
He's like, it just says Charlottetown.
I know. I don't use my phone like.
I understand.
use WhatsApp and stuff.
You also don't know anyone else from Charlottetown, and if you do, I'll fight them.
I know
Um,
Meg.
That's fair. I won't fight
Boom.
Meg. I won't fight
It'd be
Meg because
funny if
she'll
she
win.
saved in my phone and you were.
That'd be so good.
Okay,
That'd be
sorry,
so-
Tristan. No,
Dayton
Tristan.
time.
Let Tristan jump in there.
Well, for me, it's been 1 week, but no, it's all the little.
Wow.
For me, it's the friendships that we've developed. They mean so much to me. Like I've talked about it with my therapist about how much you two mean to me, and Dayton, like how good of a friend you are to me, has been something that's like specifically really stuck out for one of the reasons why I love the podcast. It's just you two are both just such wonderful people, and I know every week it means so much to me that I just get to hang out with you two, and Carl, and it's just really nice to be a part of your lives, that we get to have these moments, because like it just, our friendship to me is like it's the friends that we made along the way, but we're the friends. Singing the theme song to the podcast with Dayton and Nicole in a very strange alleyway in a strange castle in upstate New York, whenever we had a few
The
too many-
neon
Yeah,
hallway.
the neon hallway. We just sat down and we just started singing it apropos.
And
of
it
nothing.
echoed like down the hall.
Down-
It was-
And it's just the three of us just being goofballs, and like to me that was a really special moment, and just being asked to be on it, honestly, like episode 35 or whatever it was whenever I jumped on. It just like I never thought that people would want to hang out with me and hear me what I had to say about Warhammer, and just getting asked meant so much to me.
Getting ass is important.
I love getting your ass.
It's getting ass is really great.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I misspoke there.
No, it's a perfect segue.
That's
Yes.
really it. So speaking about, I think lately some of my favorite things have been a lot of my locals now listen to the show, and so they'll bring up bits that I will have forgotten on episodes while
Yep.
we're playing. I know, like, just getting to meet listeners freaks me out, and like I've met people who have listened to the show that have never mentioned that they've listened to the show, and that's pretty wild. And like that's just been something that's been really special. Is just like having the people that listen to us and interact with us like for years, like Dan and Tori and like Riley from Winnipeg. Whenever he swung through, like he made it a part of his honeymoon to swing through PEI just to hang out and get a beer. Like that was weird, in a great way. That was weird for me. And so it was, I don't know, it's just something that I look forward to every week. Like I have to stay up past my bedtime for sure to do this every week, and it's definitely makes Mondays pretty rough sometimes. But I wouldn't change it for the world, like honestly, except for maybe some of the audio issues like last week, which was all my fault. But it's like
Listen, we
To
work
me, a
through
cult.
things.
it's
Yeah.
fun. Speaking about working through things, Dayton, what are some of your favorites?
Yeah. So 4 years ago, before COVID, I got the idea to start making a podcast to talk about my thoughts and going into a new game, which was pretty fun. I had some great support from some friends to encourage me and give me advice on what to do. And I had a couple friends at the time help me start with that who had some interesting takes.
Did you make a few more friends? Because you had two back then. Did you make more now?
Just barely, dude. The older you get, the less you got. But the better they are. But yeah, Price and Jeff helped out with the first startings of the episode, and we had creative differences along the way. And when one wasn't able to make it, I was able to reach out at that time because of going to creating content and the whole social media as such. I was able to get onto the Honest Wargamer for a bit, and I got my connections to that through and got to meet Bud, which was pretty awesome.
That was life changing.
I really like meeting Bud.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely makes your life better for sure.
Such a good hugger. Such a good hugger.
Oh, the Bud sauce. And the Mennonite sausage. Like I wouldn't even know about Mennonite sausage if it wasn't for Bud.
You never would have seen one or felt one.
So yeah, like when Price dropped out, and Bud was able to step in, things just kind of started getting pretty funny and interesting, and like the tangents and the connection and the social that we just vibed off each other. I feel like the show got a lot better once Bud jumped on. And then with the then creative differences with Jeff when he had to drop out. And
R.I.P.
at that time, I knew Tristan just because he's the social media maniac. And he literally has his fingers in everything, which is just, I don't know how you do it.
Just don't have an actual life, just have an online life, and ignore lots of important things, and have ADD.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a common denominator in the show, it's definitely the ADHD.
It is.
And most people in the hobby.
Weird.
But yeah, when I reached out to Tristan, it was like in January or something like that. And he was, yeah, no hesitation. He jumped on. He knew about the show and wanted to be a part of it. And
Yeah, I tried to win
I
that Gargant that one time,
yeah,
and I was hooked.
it was pretty unreal. And after that, the show just really became what it is today. Obviously, trying to do because we made the switch to doing a weekly episode, which is very taxing on people to do, and it's something we always try to bring because people like the reliability of having something to listen to, and I understand that, and I much appreciate everyone that does listen in and tune into our just stupid random thoughts and takes on this hobby that honestly, and I'll say it over, like the game, it's not the best game out there, without a doubt. But
yeah,
the community,
that's the best
the
game is
commu-
Necro Molds, right?
yeah, that's a pretty fun game. Astray. But the community is unreal.
Yeah.
And that's what gets us going back to the table over and over again. And the fact that people want to listen to our thoughts on that and being able to use this platform to then elevate other people who are doing amazing things in the community and creating a safe space for people, and just how with Shanzor's intake as well on our imagery, what we label our show as, and how he helped along the way. And there wasn't really conversations had
No, we don't
with
talk. We just vibe.
with our color scheme, and how the show just turned into a safe space for a lot of people that might feel isolated in the world. And it just happened, and I knew like it like if yeah, I knew it wouldn't rub anyone wrong in this. And that's
No.
a really big part of
No.
it, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. I feel really safe with you guys, and I feel really heard with you guys. Like even without speaking a lot, we'll just kind of be like, "Oh no, that's good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're fine."
Yep.
And like it will have like outlandish ideas, and it'll just be one of those. Oh, so we're doing this, and all of us are kind of like, "Yeah, I guess so. Yeah."
Yeah.
It's because it's not so much path of least resistance for us as we have been really lucky to find people who we genuinely like have a nice rapport with, and like I feel like I could tell you guys anything and you'll just be like, yeah, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like but when it comes just going back to that thing you said about isolation, I think that's something that all three of us have in a different way whenever it comes to the isolation of place or self. Where
Geographically.
geographically we're all isolated in different ways. Like you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. But it's
You got a bridge.
Yeah, I got a bridge. Listen, the prime minister said maybe they might make it free, so maybe I'll make it over to the mainland a bit more often. But I think for all three of us, something that we haven't really talked about is how we've felt kind of like the other in our life in a lot of ways, where we felt kind of like a fish out of water, or like someone who doesn't fit in with others. And I know with you two and like with the other people that join us on the podcast, I feel like I found a place, and I feel like I found somewhere that I can be my genuine self, and that I can be proud of it because I know the people that I'm with are proud of me just for being me. And that's something that's a really special thing to have. And it's something that I hope that we have with the listeners, because I know like for everybody that I've interacted with, it's just been really nice to have people be like, oh, it's just you guys just kind of like hit it for me for some reason. Because like when people vibe with our show, they vibe with it really hard, and it means so much to me.
And for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And like everybody just loves Bud, but then some people like you, and some people like me.
And some people like music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
And
like a big part of it too,
yeah.
right? Because like the show
Yeah.
wouldn't be possible without the super producer, She Who
Nicole.
Bakes.
Yeah.
Check your math, slut.
Check your
Nicole
math,
Bray.
slut. Still so funny.
Like the amount of times like at tournaments and stuff that people just come up and talk with her
Oh yeah.
about just the music choices and the direction that the show goes. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's great, and that's why I really like to leave that creative space for her, because she very much loves to do that. And and she never says no to Bud, which is
No.
definitely her weakness.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, that's because I don't ask a lot.
Um,
Except
but
for
like,
the one time I
Yeah.
made her go back into the episode and replay something that you had said, only in slow motion and with an echo.
I forgot about that. It's like the one extreme edit thing we've ever done in the show.
I know. I was
Um,
pretty excited about that.
It's so funny.
and yeah, for people that want to get into podcasting and such, one of the biggest pieces of advice is always make sure your audio is good. And Nicole creates a huge amount of time out of her week to ensure that we do sound good for the most part, right? But to go back to like the fact that we switched to the weekly episode, which was very taxing for us because we were both, or not both, but the three of us are extremely busy individuals with balancing work life with hobby and social, and then Carl being able to step in and help out when another couldn't, and Ridge also is to that point, because it's really hard to find people that come on the episode and just vibe with us and are good on air and bring their own uniqueness to it that's appreciated by a listening audience, which is always hard to do. But it was great to bring Carl on as an official co-host, and
1000%.
and Ridge is like the
much.
adjacent,
So much.
Yeah, Ridge is very much an adjacent, but and it's Canadian too, which is really cool.
Which is great, yeah. It's just funny how it just became the Canadian podcast and how we became like very much like proudly Canadian before it was cool to be nationalist.
Yeah,
But it's just nice to have a space where we can like make jokes about I'm not showing my elbows, I got psoriasis on them. It's fun getting old.
elbows up is what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's for the listening audience. I don't know where I was going with that. I lost it thanks to the elbows.
Sorry. My elbow.
Oh yeah, but because like now we can make jokes about Pugwash and other small towns in Canada, and we might actually get a person who's like, I look at that sign every time and it makes me laugh too. Doggy wash house place. That's funny. I don't know. It's just
Angle
nice.
grinder.
Angle.
The things that stick in an audio format and doing a weekly episode, and like the things that make us laugh is generally really fun, and it's not just us sharing it. We're sharing it with so many other people, and the three of us we're not talking with each other every day. We have busy lives, we have a lot of things going on, we always check in, but
And-
I genuinely look forward to the weekly BS with you guys, and we just turn it into a podcast, but it's really just us just talking about what we've been getting up to and how we feel about things, and it's been a lot of fun, and the fact that it's gone 4 years is fucking unreal.
Holy jeez, 4
Yeah,
years.
Has it been 4 years of us together? Holy
Episode
smokes.
200. It started in 2020 before COVID. So
Yeah.
Wow. And our number one episode is still dating going off on.
fuck Paul Jesky.
It's still number one.
It's still number one, which is so annoying. But people go and search it out is the thing. Like, and then we get like a whack ton more downloads. But it's been really fun because our listeners, like, we've grown so much over the last 2 or 3 years. Like, we've had in the 500% growth every year when it comes to people listening to us, which is so weird, but so cool. And with that, I think it'd just be a good time to tie a bow on it, guys. What do you think? Should we do?
Wait,
Bud, do
I
you have
have a
anything
shout-out.
else you want to add?
He always
Um,
does. He's
I-
got good
yeah.
thoughts.
I do. I'm pretty good at that. I think one of the things that I've appreciated is that we can like have input and just question ideas. So it's like I'm the kind of person that will try to figure out 100 ways something can go wrong, and okay, do we have a safety net under us and all of that. So just like I'm not very much a charge into the unknown kind of person, and so which Dayton definitely is a charge,
Oh
which is part
balance
of
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly.
Da-
And that's
Da-
what and that's
Dane's
what
a
that
kid
is.
who got a helmet put on him pretty early in life.
But like, that kind of stuff where like we're comfortable enough that we can question, and it's like it's all good. We know it's coming from a place of love and not from a place of, oh, I don't agree with what you're doing. It's like, no, okay, I just want these questions answered.
Yeah.
So like when you're able to have that kind of relationship, that's where growth happens, right?
Do you make a-
It's-
Did we make a friendship?
yeah,
Oh,
we made a
wow.
friendship.
Go home. Podcast.
So
Sailing,
And-
sailing the seas of audio format.
yeah, and I've also appreciated the way like people genuinely like hearing us talk about what's going on beyond the game as well.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
just those conversations like, hey, I appreciated you talking about this, and like, those kind of things. So
Yeah.
that's
It's
been
been,
good.
yeah. Like I've had a couple people tell me a few things where I'm just always like, why do you still listen then?
Wow.
But it's been just so nice to hear
Yeah, it's been.
with you
One week.
since
But
we
yeah, like
posted a show.
it's. I still want to ramble because it's fun to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially on our 200th episode. But like, there was a few moments like when we wanted to go to like Patreon. That was I got big.
Oh yeah, that was a big
That
deal.
was a big point for us, and we're like, well, do we like what's going on? There's that
Yeah.
whole like, what if no one wants to, and why don't we just put it up? And it was actually really good. Like people wanted to help out, which is pretty unreal.
And
Because
they
as we
wanted-
know,
Our dice design is sick. So
yeah, I wish we got to do some dice here soon, actually.
Yeah, we do.
But like the idea behind that was always that thank you for helping out and making sure the lights are on. Like we can afford it, we can keep this show going without the donations, and we appreciate everyone that does listen because it's always meant to be a free to listen podcast and format.
Yep.
And the money that does come in, usually just goes into new designs for labels, stickers,
Riverside.
packages to people when they sign up,
Yep.
which we have to get a couple out for. And yes, Riverside is expensive. Patreon, or not Patreon, but Podbean, who we format off, they do have a collector's fee on them as well, and things like that. And it's really nice that people just want to help and support the show that way, which is
Yep.
pretty unreal.
It's
It really makes it so we can actually do the show, like,
And then-
legitimately.
And the fact that people have legitimate businesses and they're like, you know what, we would like to help out where we can,
oh my gosh.
which
That's
is
so nice, so
Mini
weird.
make Trey Sedge
Oh.
in England, who I
Yeah,
have to
the
meet
OG.
at some point. Like I've heard nothing but great things about that.
We do need to take a field trip. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
things
Sedge
are not
coming
going
on. And then after that, it was Baron. I think Baron was the second.
Yeah.
And then
And
And
then
then
I believe it was Taps before Lionel, wasn't it?
okay.
it was. It was.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it was Lane up in Taps in
Yep.
Edmonton.
Yeah, it was.
Love that, man.
Sexy
beaut.
Lane.
He's a fucking beaut. We're gonna be going up to a tournament update in Edmonton on May 17th. We were supposed to go to Spokane, and we're just not going to the States anymore.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's been that's a wildly different thing for us to talk about.
That's
maybe,
another topic.
Maybe next
Um,
episode we should talk about that. I feel like we
Yeah.
should address it. Like I think it's a very worthy subject to address. And something that like is definitely in our wheelhouse.
Yep. Okay,
But,
good. That's on for next week.
That's
Safe
next,
space.
so that's next week's
Safe-
episode.
Safe spaces, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And then Lionel jumping on as well,
Yeah, so nice.
which is crazy. And I know I miss sometimes the sponsor shoutouts, but we very much appreciate the contributions wherever it may be and helpful. And honestly, like I said, using this platform to elevate people that are doing great, which was, I still miss Sam for down in Aussie land. And then he inspired and did his own podcast for a bit, which was
Yeah, that was
which was
cool.
amazing.
crazy.
Those are
And
I don't
had
know why
fun.
Sam Morgan would ever abandon us like that, but it's fine.
yeah, and we got the dudes of Sigmar who came out
Yeah.
of PGE. They're doing great. Kendall and Fed have just started a podcast.
Yeah, what's that?
What's it called?
Sons of Stagval?
Age of Sigmar people.
And then we
Warhammer
have
Weekly? Oh yeah,
like
they still-
we have content creators, not just in audio format, but people that write, like Fitzy and stuff like that, that tune in and listen
Oh gosh,
to our opinions and give us shout outs, which is crazy.
it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I like it. I like it when
pretty-
people tell me I'm good at stuff.
It's pretty wild. And like I said, we're still going. Like I have no intention of ever. I've never at any point felt like in the 4 years that I just needed to distance myself and stop this. It's definitely been something that's helped me go forward, and especially in the hobby when I got tired of this new edition, and now I'm vibing again, and yeah, this podcast definitely helps, and the people
All right.
that, along the way.
Beautiful. But speaking of ending,
Pick of the week.
we're gonna go to our picks of the week, our little shout outs, because I have to go to bed, Dayton. I have to go take about a liter of NyQuil and pray that I have a voice for tomorrow. So
doesn't knock me out.
NyQuil does inside of a small window for me, so it's very important that I go upstairs, do my shot ski, and then go right to bed. So, Bud, speaking about going right to bed,
All right.
what's your shout out?
It's to the guy who was at that protest in Seattle, who said about the tariffs and Warhammer is expensive enough.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
I
That sign was so sick.
I
So-
laughed very hard. I'm gonna find the sign and read it.
Okay, yeah, because like I don't know if people didn't see, there was kind of this sign that was going around, written in bright blue Sharpie,
Yeah,
and
it's the hands off rallies.
April,
Hands off.
April 5th
Warhammer
was
was
a big day.
Warhammer was expensive enough before the tariffs, and then if you're on the YouTubes,
it's so good,
It's just so good.
so
That-
good.
The best birthday present I got yesterday. That's
Just
so
that
true.
that guy's sign.
I made 4 racks of ribs. They're so good.
That's so good. I
on
love
the
that for
charcoal
you.
grill.
Wait, you made 4 of those?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of people over. Well, a lot of people. I had 3 people over, but Griffin eats a lot, and so does Amos. It's basically a family gathering of
Well, that's
what our
pretty
family
nice.
is going to be after July.
Oh, that's so cute.
know.
I love
Okay,
that
sorry.
for you.
That's my pick. That's my pick.
Dayton, and what would be your pick then?
Saint of Stagfall was the Kendall and Fed podcast.
I know.
Yeah, it's good. My shout out would be, I guess, the ASMR presented by Bud when he's eating ham and scalloped potatoes.
So disgusting.
That's
So
so many
good.
moments. So many moments.
So many eating, so much eating on this podcast.
I guess the podcast that inspired me to make a podcast, which would be obviously the Rage of Sigmar, was a big contributor to that.
Hmm.
With Jacob and Joe are fantastic people and always been a big part of my life.
Two
ever
of
since
the
I met
best
them.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're granddaddies for sure. Choke me, daddy.
They're definitely choke me daddies.
And then the other one, I guess, was the Secret Cabal, which is a board game podcast, which is another big one.
That's fine.
I don't talk about it much, but yeah, they were.
Oh.
They're definitely ones I listen to.
I don't think I've
that
ever heard you
official-
talk about it. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about that podcast.
Yeah, if you ever want to get into board games and stuff, check out the Secret Cabal.
Well,
What were
I
your
know.
shows?
Well, for me, I know the Basketball Jones was oddly enough a pretty big inspiration for me. It's an old school Canadian basketball podcast. They went on to become the Starters and a couple other different names that they've gone under. They're currently under No Dunks. They're just Carleton grads who love basketball and just did it in a fun way that was them. And that's kind of the vibe that I want to bring to things. The Rage of Sigmar guys, like Joe and Jacob, to me are some of my dearest and sweetest friends. Like I know I'll never be as close to them as Bud is, but like whenever you're best friends of Jacob, it's kind of hard for me to get myself in there. So I was, my shout outs this week is going to go to Spencer Hall of the Shutdown Fullcast, who is a huge Warhammer guy, but he also is a big sports person. Like he's got sports. He's got a massive podcast, and every once in a while we just make jokes on the internet together about Warhammer. So it's been pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. One of this week, he's just been full of good Warhammer puns and jokes. And then the other one that I really enjoyed this week, there was a video that I watched that was about the Chinese influences on the new Cathay models. I thought it was absolutely killer. Did you guys end up watching that video? I know it got shared around a bit. It was really well done, and the woman who presented it just absolutely broke it down in a way that was very easy to digest and very
In a
easy.
positive light.
Oh yeah, very much a positive life. Like she absolutely
Good
crushed
job,
it.
GW.
Good job. Well, no,
You
she
didn't fuck
like
it up.
well, yeah, they didn't fuck it up, and like a few of it was like she went into like the historical painting that they probably got this idea from that was actually a reinterpretation of this other historical painting from a couple hundred years before that. And I've just been trying to buy myself time so I can find it, but her handle on YouTube is Lorica Clothing, Lorica Clothing, and it's reviewing Grand Cathay, historical inspiration for Warhammer: The Old World. And I believe that she's also of Chinese descent, so it was like cool to see somebody have like such a personal vested interest in it. And that's just my shout out for the week. And other than that, my shout outs go to you two beautiful bouncing baby boys, because I love you so much.
Like your
You
top
mean-
3 things you hate about people. Carl.
Carl,
Carl,
KO, and Seraphon.
yeah, those are my
Which
3
else?
things. God, bits
only
that we
hate
steal
you
from
for
other
that.
shows. But yeah, I love you guys so much. This show means so much to me. The people that listen to the show to me are absolute demons, like sickos, the freaks, the absolute terrors that listen to this show make my week so much better. Shout out specifically to Kernigat, because he's made me
The memes.
cry laughing so many times just from bits on the show that he's redone. And yeah, I just feel really lucky. Like we've got a lot of longtime listeners. I've shouted out several of them, but I don't know, like just the crew that we have that comes along with us every week just to hang out and chat. It just means the world to me. So I love you guys.
Love you too, Tristan and Bud.
Love you too.
That was episode 200 of Party at the All Points. Thank you for listening.
When the moon hits
The
your
only
eye.
thing that stayed consistent since day one is that fucking song. The
And
outro.
you.
I'm not consistent.
I was gonna say he hasn't been here every episode, bud. Where have you been?
Consistently disappointing people.
Actually-
Episode 200. Party at the All Points.
Shouts to Nicole. She is
And
also the
scene.
thing that's consistent.
We stopped.
Yay.
Yay.